Good morning, YouTube. Today is Friday, February 23rd. Already the last Friday in February. Holy crap, boys. What's going on? 2024 is flying by.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It is kind of crazy. I can't believe it's 2 months in already. I thought it was just Christmas.
I know. It's wild. And we got a lot to talk about today. The last 60 days, we've kind of been lied to by the Fed. We'll get into that. But Anthony Lipera, first things first, you and I had a discussion last episode. Tom wore his gray because he was about to put on his referee colors.
I couldn't find it this morning.
Some technical difficulties where we lost the stream last week. So we're going to finish up the conversation because Anthony and I have a little bit differencing of opinions, which is fine. It's why you have to get out there and shop around and find a loan officer in a company that you mesh with, that you work with, that you want to do business with. And that's just how it works. So Anthony likes to give a little bit more information across the board. I like to stay a little bit more closer to the vest. I got a little birdie in my ear named the boss, who has taught me to be very, very, very conservative. And that's why I do that. Anthony's been in the business for like 200 years. So he has a lot of information that he wants to get out there to people. But Anth, I appreciate your side of things. I just would prefer that if you want to talk about that, you go out there and make a wonderful video on your own, which I saw you did. And we can talk about that separate of the chatter. Capiche?
Probably be best to do it that way.
Okay.
So,
right.
Yeah, you can't keep a good man down. You can't give pieces of the information without the whole thing. So otherwise you get more questions after the video. So
I want questions, my brother. I want my phone to be ringing with so many questions I can't answer them all.
Hey, the phone's still going to ring if they understand it. So Let's move on.
Okay. We will move on to today's topic, which is interest rates, because middle of December, we were all promised this wonderful 2024 without any sort of hiccups or high interest rates or increasing interest rates. It was going to be rate cuts and roses in 2024. And I'm sitting here 60 days into the year and I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing rates have increased in the last 60 days and I don't know what to think of it. So Tom, we'll throw it to you first. What do you say?
I actually blame all these rates increases on you personally. You brought up this golden cross. You started talking about this crazy, we're going to go the right way about a month ago. And ever since then, it's been hell. It's been hell.
It's true. I wish I had that much power. I'm just listening to the experts. I guess time after time, I'm going to get burned by listening to the experts. But when it comes to candlestick charts in the economy, it just shows no one has any idea what's going on here. And it's crazy because on social media for the last month, I've seen all these posts about rates are dropping, where every day I'm seeing rates increasing. Like, it just shows how far behind the actual news the news is.
Yeah.
Like, you can't listen to what you're hearing on the news. They're literally a month behind. And you're going to start
see posts this week saying like, oh my God, reach out, rates are decreasing. And I haven't seen it. That's not what I've been seeing on my side of things. We've had a steady increase, honestly.
Yeah, Anth, I mean, I've been seeing at least a couple weeks behind on real actual interest rate news compared to what I'm seeing either social media or nationally.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a post yesterday. It said, are you ready for the year of the fives in 2024? I don't know where that data is coming from, but, that's why it's so important. I mean, all three of us give valuable information to all of our clients and to the public. And, I think it's so important to, everybody wants to be the expert on the financing end, but the actuals is, getting the information from the lender who's actually lending you the money, providing you the services and the interest rates available for that specific institution. That's where you're going to get the valuable information. Don't watch the news all the time. I mean, it's kind of one of those things where, everybody says, hey, don't believe everything you read on the internet. It's not gonna do you well if you're getting bad information, and then you find out the legitimate stuff and it's totally different than what you thought it was. So definitely reach out to one of us.
Yeah, for sure. And we're not, rates haven't jumped up to 8%, but now we're at the beginning of the year we were in the low sixes. Now we're in the middle to high sixes.
Yeah, there's much more 7s than 5s on the board.
There is, and because of that, it seems like once rates get above middle sixes, buyers are like, this is too much right now. Either we're not buying or we'll pay points to lower the interest rate. And of course, a buyer is allowed to pay points to lower their interest rate. A point, 1% of the loan amount. A point does not lower your interest rate 1 percentage point. It probably lowers your interest rate 0.25% is the rule of thumb, I would say. But 1% of the loan amount is going to lower your interest rate about 0.25%. That's a mortgage point. You deciding you want to pay the point and lower your interest rate is your decision, and that's good. The bad type of point, Tom, is when the lender charges you that point to give you the rate. So
yes,
they're
the
saying,
origination point.
Hey, we're going to give you this awesome rate, but they don't tell the whole story.
Yeah. So what we offer at West Penn is a discount point, which is buying down the interest rate. We don't charge you to originate the loan. We have that in our admin fee separately. We do the discount point, so we see where the original rate was, where the new rate is, and what we do for you is figure out what that price is going to be to buy it down, see what the monthly savings are going to be within your principal and interest between those two rates. We'll divide it and see when your break-even point is. Right now, I'm trying not to buy too many points over 36 months because we're hopeful that the rates go down, and you just don't want to spend too many points because ultimately, if you refi before that, you will lose those points.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, and that's, we can't predict the future. That's a big question. Hey, if I pay points and I refi, what happens? There is a chance that if you pay points and you refi, you would have bought down your rate when you could have refied it down. But, no one can predict the future. We can't even predict the short-term future. I mean, we're 60 days and we can't figure it out. I
haven't won a bet in 2 weeks. I can't predict anything any day.
I mean, it's crazy. And also what I'm hearing for everyone in the business, it seems like every 4 years, you don't think it can get any bigger, and it gets bigger. This election cycle is going to take over everything by the end of the year. So if you're going to do your marketing, if you're going to get out there to the public, you need to do it the first half of the year. And that's what Tom Ferry was saying yesterday on his podcast, because he does believe that everyone's going to just get muted on social media and through the news and in everyone's personal life once we get closer to election and this really starts roaring up here. So, if you normally do everything through 12 months, do all of your marketing in the next 6 months. That way it's done before you get too close to the election and you don't get caught up and just washed out at the end of the year.
That's great info, because I do think that election cycle is going to take over. I also think it could be huge if you're doing your client appreciation parties. Maybe do them a little bit earlier in the year in the summer months before people really start diving in. So I think that might be a good idea too.
Yep, I think that's all good because it's going to get a little crazy. The news is going to jump all over it. And it's a presidential election. It's going to be big news. Everyone's going to be talking about that. They're not going to be caring about your personal marketing. But then on the flip side of it, don't go out there and talk in politics, right? Michael Jordan, Tom Ferry said this yesterday. Michael Jordan never talked politics. Why did he said? He said, because people on both sides of the aisle buy my shoes. So anyone can buy a house on any side of the aisle or get a mortgage. You don't have to talk politics. You just have to get messages out there and understand that it's going to be a popular topic and you're going to get washed out with all the big news.
I say we bring back 1990 here. No politics, no religion. Let's get it going.
Just go. I mean, I don't think those roles of business ever left. People just go to social media and forget them.
Yeah, it's a wild, wild west.
It is. All right, fellas, have a great Friday. Everyone, if you need anything for your open houses, give us a call and get those pre-approvals done to get those offers in.
Oh, yeah. I'll see you, boys.
See ya.
See you guys.